Okay, guys, welcome back. Hope you can hear me. Send me a thumbs up. Can you hear me, guys? All good? I'm audible to you? Right. Okay, so let's continue now. Last time we finished up to MCQ number 15. So today I'm going to continue till 9:30. So the other things, and if the time permits, let's go to the second paper. And last time there was a mistake. I just checked the recording, and one student told me. So mistakenly, I got this correct answer. Answer is correct. The answer is 86.4. It's a liability, right? And mistakenly, when I'm writing, I wrote the cash paid uh, VAT. So VAT paid, it should comes under debit, 220. So the answer should be 84, 6.4. I wrote in here on the increase side, but it should go to the decrease side. But I got the correct answer because I did it previously, but mistakenly I have written up on the credit side. It comes under debit. Remember. Okay. So we finished 15. Okay, now let's go to the from the 16 onwards. MCQ, sorry, short answers. 16 to 25. State whether the following statements are correct in relation to management accounting. Relation to management accounting. Check whether the answers are correct or wrong. Preparing only historical information, true or false, false. No? So not only the historical things, we use future things as well. Prepare for the requirements of the parties who can demand the financial statements. So prepare for the requirements, yes, but not for the demands of the financial statements. Understand? So not all stakeholders, only the internal. So this is also incorrect. So if the government also required, we send some financial information, but it's not for the demand of all the parties, all the internal mainly. So this is incorrect. Produce special purpose financial statements, true or false. Management accounting provides special purpose financial statements. It is not compulsory to prepare based on legal requirements. True. Not compulsory to prepare based on legal requirements. Next one. State the financial statements. Right. State the financial statements relevant to the following account balances. Return inwards. Return inwards is an now sales is an income. Return inwards also income account. It is income decreases account. So sales return or the income return inwards, it is also income. We call it as income, but remember it is income decreases. Bank loan is a liability. Bank loan is a liability. Accumulated depreciation is an asset decreases account. It is an asset account. Drawings is an equity decreases account. It is an equity. Right? Equity decreases, which means equity. State whether following components financial statements are prepared for a given period. For a given period O, which means concern the entire period O, for a given date, which means mostly end of the period. Let's see. Now, grade 13 students, you know how to prepare these. We are discussing these days. So, it is wrong if he wrote as income decreases. No, but the correct don't write as income decreases, just write as income, don't write decreases. They are asking the principal, not the income, not the increase decrease, right? They are asking the element of the principal. Next one, statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. For a given period, we prepare it for a given period. P&L we prepare concerning entire period income and expenses. Avruddhyamapu income expense we concern. Sales, purchase, entire period. Statement of changes in equity is also for a given period. Grade 13 students, we are uh, preparing this one in near future. So changes in equity, we prepare for a given period, entire period. Statement of financial position for a given date, end of the date. That's why we prepare as that. Cash flow statement is for a given period. For a given period. Cash flow, the new things are for grade 13. Remember, changes of equity and the cash flow also we prepare for a given period concerning the entire period, not at the end. Now, at the end period, we prepare mainly financial statements, SFP, trial balance. It's not a financial statement. Trial balance also we prepare at a specific date, right? Name the accounting environment relevant to following situations. What are the accounting environment? Can you tell? Technological. It's in the first lesson. Technological, then legal, then technical and professional, then social and cultural, and the economic and political. These are the five environments you have in the first lesson. Digitalizing the marketplace located in Pali over there. It comes under technological environment. Technological environment. Making the tax identification number, TIN number, mandatory when opening fixed deposit in future. It is the legal environment. Legal environment. Next one. Introduction and revision of new accounting standards for financial reporting purpose. It is comes under technical and professional environment. Technical and professional environment. The central bank works to maintain the exchange rate and interest rate at a certain suitable value. It is comes under economic and political environment. Why? Now, when it comes to standards, standards comes under technical and professional. Started in double AT, AY, and A1. So uh, central banks and exchange rate, those interest rate, those things come under economic and political. Apart from these four, you have only social and culture. Remember, only one pending thing. මෙතනම පාඩම් කරගන්න. grade 30. Yeah, some short answers වල තියෙනවා පහුගිය අවුරුද්දේ past papers වල බලන්න. Right? So you can see some past paper questions. Next one. Name the parties. Name the parties that invested economic resources in the reporting entity according to the conceptual framework. So parties that invested economic resources. There are two parties. Number one, owners. Another word, equity holders. Then, apart from that, lenders. Another word, creditors. These are the parties who invested economic resources, right? Blank and blank having the right to economic resources in a reporting entity. These are presented in the statement of financial position. You know, equity and owners. Right to economic resources are the assets. Right to economic resources are the liability and the equity. Liability over the lenders and right. Next one. Now, in SFP, we present assets equal equity plus liability. Assets are the economic resources. Equity and the liability are the right to economic resources. Why assets equal equity plus liability? Write the transactions that can be recorded in the general journal. What are the transactions we can record it in the general journal? Opening entries, right? Owners, goods drawings, you can write opening entries, closing entries, adjusting entries, error correction entries, and owners, goods drawings, credit purchase, credit sales comes under purchase journal, sales journal. They're asking the general journal. Okay, right. Even you can write purchase and sale of purchase and sale of non-current assets on credit basis. You can write those. What is a petty cash float? A petty cash float? Yes. What is the petty cash float? Yes. The specific amount given by the main cashier to petty cashier to conduct petty cash payments. Right. But the petty cash, you can write the fixed amount of money given by the main cashier, petty cashier, to meet day-to-day expenses of a business. Reimbursement also you can write. Reimbursement is now fixed amount එක නෙමෙයි හැම මාසෙම දෙන්නේ fixed amount එක තමයි float එක. ඒක වැඩි වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් හැබැයි reimbursement amount equal to the expense, that is just another separate thing. Next one. E. The balance of the petty cashier as at 1st of January 2020 was 60,000. So the petty cash float is 200,000. So you can see if we take the January balance 60,000, petty cash float is 200. Petty cash balance in hand 31st of January is 5,000. 5,000. Now can you tell me how much they are asking? Write the journal entry, record the petty cash expenses. Now, though the opening balance is 60, there should be a reimbursement. Investment we don't need. Investment is 140. So amount spent we can take, float equal the total of these two. Float equal amount we spend as well as the balance. So 195 is the amount we spent. That's why there's the 5 balance. Understand? So then you can write the uh, double entry. What is the double entry of reimbursement of petty cash interest? You can see, right? Double entry. So petty cash control account debit. So yeah, they are asking petty cash expenses, not the reimburse. They are asking the expense. So expenses, petty cash relevant expense account debit, relevant expense accounts debit, 195, petty cash control account credit by 195,000. Petty cash expenses. Now, according to the new conceptual framework, I have given you the definition for the income and liability. New, can you remember? What is the definition for liability? Increase in asset or decrease in liability. Now, when it comes to income, increase in asset and decreases in liability that result increases in equity other than those relating to contribution from holders of equity holders. Contributions of equity holders. Liability, decrease in asset, increase in liability that result in decreases in equity other than those relation to distribution to holders of things. So these are the conceptual framework things, right? We did this one. Send me a thumbs up, hope all good. Huh? These are the new definitions for income and liability. right? All good, right? Next one, let's see 24, right? 24. The bank loan obtained 1st of January 2025 for 800,000. Another loan was obtained 1st of October 2025 was 100,000. Annual bank loan interest is 12%. The total bank loan installments paid during the year ended 31st of March 2025 was 416. Following are the balances after recording the above transactions year end 31st of December 2025. Right. මෙන්න මේකේ ප්‍රශ්නේ පොඩි අවුලක් තියෙනවා. Just correct. What are the balances? Right? And also in here, right? Balances as at 1st of January 2025 and round it off to thousands. There is a matter, right? ගානේ පොඩි අවුලක් තියෙනවා. Right? Yeah, let's see. First of all, we need to record the balances. Opening balances are given now. You know all the things thousand. මෙතන thousands will round off करा. මේ opening दे අපි ලියලා හැදුවේ. Assets 8,000, liability 2,000, equity 6,000. Right? Next one, you can see now we have obtained bank loan 800,000, right? So 800,000 obtained means assets increase 800,000, liability increase 800,000. Then obtaining a bank loan again when 10th of October, right? So 100,000. 100,000. Now payment of loan installment. Now we paid totally cash 416, but we need to check whether out of this 400,000, how much relevant for the now you can see now there are two loans, right? Now assets cash 416. Now totally we pay 416. There are two loans, 800,000 which was obtained on 1st of January and 100,000 which was obtained on 1st of October, right? Now we need to check about the interest. Now this for this one we need to calculate interest for the entire year. Month October, November, December only for 3 months. 3 months. So you can see the loan interest was 12%. So 800,000 into 12 upon 100 multiply by. So again we need to check. Now this is for the entire year. You don't need to again multiply. You can write 12 12. So in here 800,000 multiply by 12 upon 100 to 3 upon 12. Why? We need to check for the 3 months. Can you tell me how much? For this one, it's 96 for the entire year. For this month, it's 3, which means out of this one, we have paid 99 interest. So the remaining portion, which means now you know we have paid 460 out. This is the installment. Installment comprises interest plus the capital amount, loan capital amount. So interest is 99. So you can see the loan capital amount how much? 317, right? So the liability amount is 317. Now you can get the total 8,484, 2,583, 5,901. These are the closing balance. ඒක මේක නිව්වේ නැතත් අවුලන්නේ අවුරුද්දට මේ අපේ ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් එක බලන්න අවුරුද්දම ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් එක බලන්න 12% වලින් මල්ටිපයි කරනවා ජනවාරි ඉඳන්ම තියෙනවනේ මේකේ 3 months බලන්න loan installment minus interest is the liability, right? All good? Send me a thumbs up, guys. Can you hear me? Like, all good? Right. Others, let's go to the other one. The 25, last MCQ. Last MCQ. Let's see. Now there's a matter in the question. Just round off this 1000 table to 1000. You can see information of Samantha's business as at 31st of December 2025 as follows. Total assets 13,000, opening and the closing 25. Total liability opening 3,000, closing 4,000. Cash drawings made by the owner during the period was 120,000, and she invested a personal motorbike 500,000 in the business. Calculate the net profit or loss for the year ended 31st of December 2025. Retained profit as at 31st of December 2020. Now, net profit, you know how we calculate profit equal closing net assets minus opening net assets plus drawings minus additional capital. So the closing net assets are, uh, 25,000 assets, liability 4,000 minus 4,000. Opening net assets, 13,000 minus 3,000. Then you can see drawings they have given 120. Why you need to round it off to thousands, right? Because these things are from thousands, so we need to ignore this one. Motorbike she invested, so 500,000. So can you balance it and tell me? I think this one 21,000 minus 10,000 plus 120 minus 500. How much is the profit? 1,000 is strong. And thousands. Table එක round off කරලා තියෙන 1000. ටේබල් එක තියෙන මෙතන 25,000 නෙමෙයි 250 lakhs තියෙන්නේ. So this is I think 10,620, right? Correct? 21,000 minus 10,000 plus 120 minus 500. All good, guys? Send me a thumbs up. Now you know they are asking the retained profit. Retained profit means profit we retain in the business. Now you know closing equity equal, right? So closing equity equal retained profit plus drawings, right? Retained profit plus drawing. Yani retained profit එකෙන් drawings අඩු කරාම තමයි right. දැන් ඔයාලට වෙන closing equity දීලා තියෙනවා අපිට කීයද? 21,000, right? Drawings අපිට දීලා තියෙනවා කීයද? Sorry. So, just wait. Now we can take like this. The closing is another thing. Total profit equal, sorry, total profit equal, total profit equal, total profit equal, retained profit and profit taken, right? Then total profit එක අපිට දීලා තියෙනවා 10,620. Drawing දීලා තියෙනවා 120. මේ දෙකේ ඩිෆරන්ස් එක තමයි retained profit එක. ඊට පස්සේ තියාගත්ත ගාන. තේරුණාද? කීයද? retained profit එකෙන් drawings අඩු කරාම තමයි අනිත් full profit එක එන්නේ. කීයද? 1000. Oh. 10,704. 10,700. Retained profit. Retained profit එකෙන් drawings අඩු කරාම තමයි එන්නේ. Right? Right? I'll explain. Now remember, look here. Then, you know, in here, we calculate the closing equity, right? And business එකේ profit එක තියෙනවනේ අපි calculate කරා 10,620. Profit we calculated 10,620, right? Out of that, now owner has made some drawings 120. Retained profit එක කියන්නේ ඒක අඩු කරාම එන ගාන 100 10,700. කියන්නේ අඩු කරනවා කියන්නේ we need to add back, right? Right. Right. Okay. Now, so someone asks, can you explain the 24th one? Now, when we take about 24th one, you know, then api install, then we paid totally the installment 460, right? Installment means interest plus the installment includes interest plus the bank loan amount. ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් එක වෙන වෙනම ගන්නවා මාස් දෙපාරකට ලෝන් තරම් තියෙනවා අවුරුද්දේ මුලයි අවුරුද්දේ මැදයි 800 ලෝන් එක අරන් තියෙන්නේ අවුරුද්දේ මුල අවුරුද්දේ මේ 800 නෙමෙයි sorry this should be 100 මේ 100 ලෝන් එක අරන් තියෙන්නේ මේ උත්තේ හරියක් මේක not 800 this should be 100 should be 100 not 800 මේක 100 දෙවෙනි ලෝන් එක 100 නේ අරන් තියෙන්නේ 100 into uh, 12% and again for 3 months it's 3%, 3 loan interest is 3, right? Loan interest is 3. Loan interest 3 means, you know, total interest we paid 99. That's why I deduct interest is an expense. That's why I deducted from here, right? So the balance. So from the installment, when we deduct the interest, then we can take the capital amount. Right. Now let's go to the second paper. The first paper done. Send me a thumbs up, guys. We have only 40 minutes, right? So let's go to the second paper, right? පළවෙනි ගාන ටිකක් ලොකුයිනේ. අපි දෙවෙනි ගාන හදමු. Let's do the second one next day. Send me first one. Let's do another day, right? Let's do the first one today. Second one, sorry. Let's do the second one today. Right. Let's see. Second one. Start doing. What is the requirement in, right? Now they are asking the income statement as well, right? Let's see. Uh, a summarized statement of financial position prepared as at 31st of March, December 2025. DMAS, this is a sole proprietorship. So you can see this is sole proprietorship. So property, plant and equipment in carrying value, inventory 1500, trade and other receivables 300, cash 1700, total assets 9500, equity 7850, bank loan 1200. Things are given. Following transactions occurred in the business during the January 2026. These are the January month transaction. Required number one, show the impacts 1 to 14 with values using accounting equation. State plus if the value increases, minus if the value decreases in front of each value. In answering the question, use a format similar to the given below. So they are asking to prepare the income statement. Then also they are asking the retained profit. Uh, Statement of financial position. They are asking statement of financial position as well, right? Okay. Oh. Now let's see. This is which kind of business? This is a buying and selling business, right? Because the inventories as well. So let's draw the format first. Section number two. Section number two. Roman number. They are asking the format. for the format transaction number, assets equal liability plus fixed assets. There are four assets, right? Four assets. There are four assets. One liability. Transaction number, assets equal liability equal liability plus assets are PP inventory, trade and other receivables, trade and cash, liability, bank loan, trade payables and accrued expense, bank loan, trade payable and accrued expense, sales advance. And also at the same time draw the other things as well. Now you need to draw, keep space to draw, write 14 transactions, right? Keep space to write 14 transactions. Keep like 15 to 18 lines, right? Then draw the income statement. So at the same time draw it, I told you, right? So at the same time draw the income statement, Roman number 2. Because cost of sales we can calculate. No need opening inventory plus purchases. Can take it like this. This is monthly transaction, right? Income statement is who's this is Lima's business. Lima's business income statement. So you can see for the month ended, right? For the month ended, 31st of January 2020. You can see all the things given as thousands, the balances. So these also I'm going to take as 1000. So round it off thousands. Now no need to write. So you can take the sales in here minus cost of sales. That's enough, right? Cost of sales, I'm going to take it separately. Then the gross profit. Then you can calculate. So plus other income. Then minus expense. Right? Look here. Someone has asked in the last one. Look here. Can you hear me, guys? Send me a thumbs up. All good. එහෙම නෙමෙයි ඇත්තටම හරියටම ගන්න. හරියට දැන් ඔයා දන්නවා retain profit කියලාද? retain profit එක ඉතිරි වෙන profit එක. Can you hear me? Send me a thumbs up. Retain profit means profit retaining the business, right? So you know, like this. Retain profit we can calculate. Retain profit we can calculate like this. Retain profit we can calculate business profit එකේ the business එකේ profit එක තියෙනවනේ ඒ profit එකේ ඕන අරන් යන drawings අඩු කරලා right ඒකට අපි එකතු කරනවා additional capital right. Additional capital means not by the motor vehicle na. Then profit එක business එකේ කීයද profit of the business we calculate 1620 right. And you know in here drawings how much drawings of the business 120 right. And additional capital 500 අපි ගත්තේ මම ඔයාලට කිව්වේ ආන්සර් කියලා 10,000 10,740 අපි එකතු කරා එකතු කළානේ ගත්තා and අරහෙම තමයි ගන්න වෙන්නේ කොහොම කරා. So retain profit equal I told you profit plus drawing right. So profit එක අපිට ආවා 10,620 drawings අපිට ආවා කීයද 120. Company sign. Now let's see one. Now let's take the balances. What are the balances? Tell me the balances in opening balances 1000, property plant and equipment. You can see the balances, opening balances. First of January, right? 1st of January 2020. Balances. PPE you can see 6,000, inventory 1,005, 6,000, inventory 1,500, and trade receivables 300. Cash you can see 1,700. Cash 1,007. Then it is 7,850. 7,800. Bank loan 1,200. Bank loan 1,002. Paid and accrued expenses 300. Sales advance 150. 100. Now they are asking us to record the first 10 transactions. Okay. දාලා නැද්ද මොකක්ද? දාන්නද? ඒ opening balances. Opening balance. Okay. Opening inventory ගන්න පුළුවන් ඒක වෙන්න. Right? I'll show you, right? So the owner has invested a personal bank loan 500 in the business as additional capital, right? Owner has invested personal bank loan how much? 500,000. So cash increase 500,000. Equity increase 500. Owner's personal bank loan. ඒක business එකේ bank loan එකක් නෙමෙයි. Owner's personal bank loan is something owner's personal obligation. ඒ owner business එකට සල්ලි දැම්මා වගේ තමයි ඒක equity. Owner loan දැන් මෙහෙමනේ. Owner ළඟ loan එකකින් ගත්ත සල්ලි business එකට දැම්මා. owner loan එකකින් සල්ලි අරගෙන තියෙන්නේ business එකට නෙමෙයි. තේරුණා? එයාගේ personal වැඩ. loan එක ඒක එයාගේ liability එකක්. This is kind of additional. Purchase 10,000 units. Purchase 10,000 units. No, we record the additional capital only. Cash increase capital. Number 2. Purchase 10,000 units which the market price was 500 each on credit subject to a trade discount on the total value. Now you can see we purchased 10,000 units. Market value price was 500. So you know it's 500,000. Sorry, 50 lakhs, right? Then you know subject to a trade 10% trade discount. 10% means 500,000. You can see then it's 4,500. That is the purchase price. So you know trade discounts we are not taking. So inventory increased by 4,500. We are not recording trade discounts. We record after the trade discount. Cash discounts we are taking into account. Inventory increased by 4,500, not by 5,000. Right? And also credit means creditor liability increased by 4,500. Creditor liability increased by 4,500. Right? It is a trade discount. Trade discounts not taken into account. It is the cash discounts. When the goods are purchased and selling, if there's a discount, we are not taking into account. So trade discounts are not taken into account. Only the cash discounts are taken into account. 3. Sold goods worth 150 for the sale advance 150 received on December 16. The cost of goods was 100. Now we sold goods 150. So now when we sold 150, the cost of these goods were how much? 100. So our inventory decreased by 100. We sold it for the initially sold advance received. So you can't increase trade receivables 150 by this was initially received. So there's a 50 profit. You need to add it under equity. Now when we are you at the same time you can fill the income statement. Our initial first sale was 150, right? First sale was 150. Though it's received sale advance, so the cost of that was 100. Then the gross profit for that one is only 50. But there are more. Now, if you are having these things, you don't need to take opening inventory plus purchases. Number four, sold goods 400,000 for 400,000 for. I'll remove the thousands. Sold goods worth 400 for rupees 1,200 on cash, right? So inventory decreased by 400. He sold it for good cash 1,200. Profit is how much? So you can take it. Again, there's a sale of 1,200. The cost of these sold was how much? 400. Number five. Due to the color difference of stocks 5,000, which was purchased on 25th of December 2025, from earlier business has been returned back to the supplier. Now, if you take opening inventory plus purchases, those method in the cost of sales in P&A, to concern this transaction. Understand? But in here, I took only sales minus cost of sales, selling things and the cost of the cost of those sold goods. So then we don't need to record this one in the P&L, right? This is the purchase one. Due to the color difference of 50,000, which purchase return back to the supplier. So you can write now the uh, stock of 50,000, right? December 20. Now we are returning it to supplier. So inventory decrease 50,000. When we return, trade payable decrease by 50,000. Number six. Why we return the goods? When we return December purchases, now we are return inventory decrease. Credit liability also decrease. Initially we purchase on credit. Cash ගත්තේ return කරන්න බෑ. Credit ගත්තේ return කරද්දි liability අඩුයි. Next one. Anwar has returned goods 2,000 to the business. Market price of the above stock was 100,000. Now, Anwar has returned goods 20,000 to the business. The market price was how much? 100,000, right? So, you know, this is a sales return. Now, when we take about sales return, goods worth of 20,000. So, our inventory at back 20,000. Trade receivables decrease 100,000, right? Anwar we sold goods to Anwar 100,000. This is the selling price. This is the cost. So you know, then our profit decreased by how much? 80. It decreased by 80. If you are taking the full process, now you need to concern this one. So sales decreased by 100, sales return. Again, you know our cost of inventory decreased by 20. Right? Cost of sales also should be decreased by 20. Not sale එකයි අපි sell කරේ 100 වලට. එකම තමයි අඩු කරන්නේ. Cost of sales කලින් දාපු ගාන දැන් අඩු කරන්න ඕනේ. by 8. Number 7. The loan installment paid for 110. The loan installment of 110 was paid January 26th. The interest of 12%. Now In this installment 110, interest is 12% with interest, you know. So 100, 12, right? You can see this is with the interest. So this 110 is the 112. 100 plus 12 is the 112. Without interest plus interest, right? So the installment is with interest amount. So that is 112. So you know 110,000 is the 112. Find the interest in here. 110 divided by 112 multiply by 110 multiply by 100 divided by 100 multiply by 12. The ගානක් එන්නේ. ඒක හැබැයි අපේ බැංක් ලෝන් එක කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා. ඕපනින් බැලන්ස් එකේ බැංක් නෑ මේ වැට් එක නෙමෙයි බැංක් ලෝන් එක අපිට දීලා 1200 අපේ බැංක් ලෝන් ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් එක අයකින් බලන්න පුළුවන්. බැංක් ලෝන් ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් එක බලන්න පුළුවන් 12%. මට කියන්න බලන්න 1200 වලට 12%. 1200 වලට 12% කීයද? 1200 වල 12%. ඒත් බෑ ඕක බලන්න ඕන මාසෙකට නෙමෙයි 1 month transaction. ඒකට ඔයා බලන්න ඕන ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් එක බලන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයාට එහෙම බලන්න පුළුවන්. 1200 into 12 gain for 1 month. 12,000. 2000 multiply by 12 divide by 100 again divide by 12. How much? 12. This 12,000. The market, so just with the loan installment 110 was paid, the interest of 12%. 10% බැලුවොත් කියලා. ඔව්. 10% බැලුවොත් 1200 multiply by 10 divide by 100 in 10 නේද? right. එතන ඇත්තටම interest rate එක වෙන්න ඕනේ 10%. මල ආංශික එකයි මේකේ පොඩි difference තියෙනවා. interest rate එක 10% දැම්මොත් මෙතනට එනවා නේද? ඒකට 10 එනව නේද? ඒකට 10 එනවා. අර බෙදෙනවා පල්ලෙහාට ගියාම අවුල් වැටෙනවා. එතකොට මෙතන එන්න ඕනේ loan amount එක 100,000. හරි නේද? හරිද? හරි නෑ කමන තියෙන විදියට ගත්තා. එතකොට 12% බැලුවොත් කීයද ඔයාට ආවේ? 12% බැලුවොත් කීයද ආවේ? 1200 අපිට ආවනේ. එදෙනවනේ 1200 multiply by 12 divide by 100 කම දෙනවනේ 12. එතකොට 1110 වලින් 12 අඩු 10 වලින් 12 අඩු කරාම 98 හරිනේ. loan එක 98. So totally we paid cash 110. So cash control decreased by 110. Numbers decreased by 110. So bank loan decreased by 98. Bank loan interest is 12. Expense comes under minus as equal, right? it 88? 98? Right. Then can't we take bank loan? Oh, එහෙම තමයි ගන්න වෙන්නේ. මොකද 12 අර ගහන්න ටීම් අර අතරින් බල්ලා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. Right? Now remember, bank loan interest is an expense. Bank loan interest, how much? Right? Bank loan done. Number 8. Purchase stocks worth of 200,000. Business has incurred a transportation cost of 20,000 in relation to this purchase. Now, when it comes to LK's inventory, LK's 2, right? We discussed. Uh, when it comes to inventory, purchase price is 200,000. Transportation cost also we need to add back to the inventories. Now totally we have purchases 120, 220 worth of inventory is on cash or credit. Cash, right? Cash decreased by 220. You can't write it as expense because it comes under purchase, right? So it comes under cost of sales, so we cannot concern those things. The owner has taken goods 10,000 for personal use. Owner has taken goods how much? 10,000 for personal use. So how do we record goods drawings? 10,000 thousand decrease 1,000. Number 10. Operating expense of 75 was paid in cash for the month 2006 and 5,000 was accrued. We paid operating expenses 75, cash 25. 5,000 was accrued means it is accrued expense. Totally, the expense relevant for the period is 80. Expense relevant for the period is 80. So just read every time, check whether it's equal from both sides. Mi- minus 18 plus 5 means minus 75. Both sides are equal. Now, why we deducted equity by 80? Operating expenses paid amount 70, payable 5. Total operating expenses relevant for the period is 80. ගෙවලා තියෙනවා 75ක් ගෙවලා නැහැ 5ක්. ඒතර total එක අවුරුද්දට අදාළ ගාන මාසෙට අදාළ ගාන 80. Expense we record under accrual concept, we record amount relevant for the period. අවුරු මාසෙට අදාළ ගාන 80යි. ගෙව්ව ගාන 75යි, ගෙව්වේ නැති ගාන 70. ගෙව්ව ගාන 5යි. sorry ගෙව්වේ ගාන 75යි, ගෙව්වේ නැති ගාන 5යි. Now the operating expenses relevant for the period in here. Operating expenses, how much? Relevant for the period under actual concept is DT. Next one, 11. Stock of 60,000 was completely damaged, but this stock has not been insured. Completely damaged, how much? 60. So stock damage, inventory decrease 60. Equity decrease 60 because it is an expense. Because it is an expense. Since it is an expense, record on D. Now you know stock damage also comes under other expense. Stock damage, how much? Right? Business purchase a motor vehicle 1,500 for the distribution purposes. So motor vehicle we purchase how much? 1,500, right? So you can write it under number 12. Property, plant and equipment increased by 1,500. We give cash for that. Cash 1,500. We give from the business cash and expense. 13. Depreciation expense for the property, plant and equipment was 40,000. So depreciation is an expense in here. There is no any accumulated depreciation on something. So depreciation in accounting equation, we deduct from the PPE column and it is decreased under equity as well since it is an expense. So go and write PPE depreciation. How much? Next one. Bad debts 20,000 written off previously has been received. Now you know bad debt is an income to the business. So bad debt received, how do we record? Number 14. Cash received by 20. Go to the cash and plus for 20. 20, right? Cash column plus 20 is an income to the business. Receiving again the bad debt is an income to the business. Stock loss we can't record under cost of sales in this method. Why? So they make cost of sales with the opening inventory purchases same අපි ගත්තේ නෑ. එතකොට එහෙම ගත්තා නම් purchase වලින් අඩු කරන්න ඕන. And remember another thing, තාම ඉවර නෑ. Bad debt recovery, it is another income. 20,000. That's it. So we can balance it. Can you balance it and tell me the totals? And how much is the sales in here? Sales is 1,200 plus 150, 1,002. Cost of sales how much? 500, 480. Gross profit 770. Purchase එක මේව ගන්නෑ cost of sales. What මේ gross profit calculate කරන්න පුළුවන් ක්‍රම දෙකක් තියෙනවා. එකක් තමයි sell කරපු goods වල cost එක clearly දෙනවා නම් accounting equation එක. sell ඒවයි ඒවේ cost එකයි වෙන වෙනම ගන්න. sell කරපු goods වල cost එක දීලා නැති නිසා තමයි අපි double entry system වල මේ equation opening inventory purchases carriage invoice loading and unloading ගන්න. sell කරපු goods වලට අදාළ cost එක කීයද කියලා clearly දෙනවා නම් ඇයි අපි opening inventory purchase ඒව ඕනේ නැහැ. sell කරපු goods වල දැන් gross profit කියන්නේ මොනවාද? sell කරලා කියන්නේ cost එක අපි ගත්ත ගන්නට වඩා වැඩිපුර sell කරන එකේ තියාගන්න profit එකනේ gross profit කියන්නේ. ඉතින් අර දෙකෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන් අපිට දාන්න බාන්න thumbs up එකක්. ඔයාට ඕන නම් අරකටත් හදලා බලන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොටත් ඔයාට cost of sales. ඕන්න මං කියනවා නිකන් ඉන්නකොට හදලා බලන්න opening inventory වලට purchases ඔක්කොම එකතු කරලා carriage invoice loading and unloading එකතු කරලා ඔය stocks damage අනම්මනම් අඩු කරලා ඒව අඩු කරලා බලන්න. stocks drawings අඩු කරලා බලන්න ඔයාට එනවා මේක 770 plus 20 it's 790. How much the total of the expenses and total of these? කොළඹ වල total වෙන වෙන කොළඹ වල total ඕනි why we are taking the we need to prepare the SFP as well. purpose එක ගන්නේ purpose එක ගන්නවා ඒක expense එකක් නම් expense එකනේ purpose එකට categories is motor vehicle depreciation comes under distribution expense and total 192 192 is the expense. So gross profit. So net profit how much? 598, 590. හරිනේ. මේකේ totals මට කියන්න වෙන වෙනම අරගෙන අපිට SFP එක හදන්න මේ වුණ closing balance එක. We prepare SFP at the end of the accounting. Tell me the total separate. 6,075 minus 40 how much? 74 what are doing? Entry. Inventory බලන්න කීයද කියලා. දෙවෙනි එක මම වරද්දලා. 450 to 4,005. 10,000 units purchase, 500 each. Taking up 500,000 or 4,000. හරිනේ. හරි. Tell me the total. 5, 6 and trade receivables 400, right? 200. In cash 1,700 plus 500 plus 1,200 minus 110 minus 220 minus 1,500 minus cost of it. 15. The answer is correctly signed. Bank loan 1,200 minus 90. How much? 1,100. Then trade payables and accrued expenses. How much? Payables and accrued expenses. When sales advance 0, right? Finally, the equity column 9. On mitigate total, you can tell you now. Check whether the totals are telling. It 938 doesn't. How much? 14,000. Okay, so pick it. Okay, do the other things as a homework. You can do the. I'll do it now. Next week I'm starting from the return profit and SFP, and I'll do the other things as well. Send me a thumbs up, guys. All good. Next week I'm trying to finish majority of the questions in here, right? So and also let's do the second paper first question as well. So you can do the other things as a homework. Let's meet on next week. Thank you for the participation. Hope you understood everything properly. I'll upload the night. Got this. Let's tomorrow in the normal proper class, in the paper class, 11 a.m.